the end of the day, I think he was not fleeing a crime scene. I think he believed that he was fleeing for his
charges. The defendants are charged with criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree and third degrees for the possession of loaded 9mm.
Honey, can you believe it? The queen of the red carpet, the radiant, untouchable Jennifer Lopez, is now the one running from flashing red and blue lights. Yes, that J-Lo. The icon of class, strength, and Jenny from the block, humility is smack in the middle of a legal firestorm that's blowing the lid off decades of celebrity secrets. The world watched her strut in glamorous gowns, star in chart-topping blockbusters, and dance through her iconic music videos, but what we didn't see was the web of secrets clinging to her perfectly polished heels. It's not just gossip anymore, darling. A judge has officially issued an arrest warrant for Jennifer Lopez, tying her fate to the crumbling empire of none other than Sean Diddy Combs. And the spark that ignited this media inferno? A resurrected nightmare from 1999, the infamous Club New York shooting that left 3 clubgoers injured and the entertainment world shaken. At the time, J-Lo was arm in arm with Diddy, his loyal girlfriend, his ride or die. But now, eyewitnesses are dropping truth bombs left and right, hinting that Jenny's role that night wasn't just decorative. Oh no. Some say she helped cover it all up, allegedly. Lopez didn't just stand by her man, she helped protect him, aiding in Diddy's hush campaign of bribes and intimidation to keep the truth buried. That perfect image of Jenny from the block? It's cracking. People are now wondering, was she complicit in shielding a man drowning in legal chaos?
Was a victim of a shooting that night in the club, December 27th, 1999, shot in the face by Sean Puffy Combs.
And that's not where the tea ends. Let's rewind to 2000, just 1 year later, at the Lotus nightclub during the MTV VMAs after party. Photos from that night have come roaring back into the public eye, and what they reveal, chilling. J-Lo, dressed to kill in a fierce geometric patterned mini dress, is caught mid-flat argument with Diddy. Her sister Linda awkwardly hovers in the background. And Diddy? Was it just another celebrity lover's quarrel? Or was it about something bigger, something she witnessed and chose to bury deep inside? Here's where it gets really dark. Rumors say J-Lo may have overheard, or worse, been present during a secret conversation that same night. The players? Diddy and Jay-Z. The topic, allegedly, how to protect their images at any cost. Think about that. Was this a pact? A vow of silence forged in fear? And if so, was Jennifer Lopez a part of it?
The charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
As Diddy now sits in a jail cell facing charges so shocking they could shatter his legacy, the timing of all this couldn't be more suspicious. The whispers about how he wielded blackmail to maintain control, they've gotten louder. And now, some insiders are asking the unthinkable. Did Lopez benefit from Diddy's dirty tricks? Let's face it, J-Lo's meteoric rise during the early 2000s was no coincidence. Her music exploded, she landed lead roles, her fame skyrocketed, and all of that happened while she was tangled up with Diddy. Could the same weapons now haunting him, bribes, fear, silence, have been the very tools that shielded her? Protected her rise while others fell? It makes you wonder, was that infamous 2001 breakup really about infidelity and emotional chaos? Or was it calculated? A move to detach her sparkling brand from the legal quicksand Diddy was sinking into? After all, the Club New York shooting had torpedoed Diddy's reputation, and J-Lo, she was just hitting her stride.
I watched them, bow, bow, both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like, psh, psh. Shine's muzzle flash was a little higher. He was on the side.
But no matter how far she tried to run, the past keeps dragging her back. That same 2000 after party, the one tied to a resurfaced lawsuit against both Diddy and Jay-Z, it's now roping Lopez back into the headlines. She isn't named in the suit, but her fiery fight with Diddy that night, followed by years of silence, has people questioning everything. Was she just an innocent bystander? Or has she spent 2 decades protecting something? Someone. Why has she never spoken up?
Puffy's muzzle flash was a little lower, and he was on the side closest to where I was, straight ahead from me. I watched them both fire their guns.
And here comes another bombshell. Whispers from the industry claim J-Lo's fame wasn't just talent and timing, it was strategic. That behind the glamour, there was a plan. That her success was molded, guarded, and elevated by powerful men so long as she kept her mouth shut. Diddy's freak-off parties, long written off as wild rumors, are now being tied to real-world consequences. If those parties were as sinister as described, and if Lopez was even peripherally tied to them, then we're looking at an entirely new chapter in her story, one where secrets were currency and silence bought fame.
I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you, just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you.
And then there's her own voice. In an early 2000s interview, Lopez spoke candidly about how unstable her relationship with Diddy really was, the lies, the nights of chasing him down in clubs, the uncertainty. But was it all about love gone wrong? Or was she terrified of what he might say, of what she might be forced to admit? Because now, with a judge signing an arrest order in her name and Diddy's trial turning the industry upside down, the truth can no longer stay in the shadow. That carefully curated image, La Lopez, the global superstar, is being stripped away, revealing a tangled web of lies, alliances, and maybe even fear. And we're just getting started.
About look at Diddy, for instance. Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look at. He has videos. He has videos of the parties. Now, what I've heard, which I don't know how much of it is in mainstream media, I don't really follow the story that much, but what I've heard from friends that are attorneys, friends of mine that have represented me before, agents and so on, is there's a bidding war going on.
Now let's talk about the nuclear bomb hiding in plain sight, the party tapes. Oh yes, the alleged secret recordings from Diddy's wildest, darkest events. These tapes are said to be the centerpiece of the legal carnage now erupting, and they might just destroy careers, reputations, and empires. Insiders claim these videos could feature unimaginable scenes from Diddy's infamous freak-offs. Daniel Baldwin, yes, Alec Baldwin's brother, went public with claims that there's an underground bidding war for these recordings. Let that sink in. Hollywood's biggest names, maybe even your favorite stars, allegedly caught on tape in compromising, possibly criminal situations. If these tapes exist, they're not just evidence, they're weapons. And now the whispers are circling back to J-Lo. Could she be featured in any of them? Remember, she wasn't just a party guest, she was part of the inner circle. Diddy's girl, always by his side. The glitz and glam weren't just for show, they were the front. So now we're forced to ask, did she witness something unspeakable? Is she running now not because of guilt, but because the evidence is finally surfacing?
To not be involved with a famous singer, to not come out, here's the price. And that they're just selling to the individuals that are in those, this is what I heard, they're selling those videos. So if you're Tommy X, and Tommy X is a big, big movie star. And he was at some of the Diddy parties. He was in one of those bedrooms with 3 other men, and he's happily married to a woman, and blah. Tommy doesn't want that video to come out.
It's almost unbearable to consider. J-Lo, America's beloved icon, possibly caught in the darkest scandal of the decade. While there's no proof she was involved in the freak-offs, her proximity to Diddy during that time paints a chilling picture. What if she saw something that could destroy everything she's built? What if that perfect public image, the sparkling endorsements, the fan love, all of it is built on a decision to stay silent, to look the other way? And now, with those tapes allegedly about to leak or be used as leverage, her silence might not be enough to keep her shielded anymore.
Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people for sure on that island. He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures and entertainers, business people. So do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein himself? And
of course not.
Of course not.
And don't think the timing of her personal life unraveling is random. Earlier this year, she finalized her divorce from Ben Affleck. And let's just say the timing raised more than a few eyebrows. While official statements pointed to irreconcilable differences, butter was always dirty. Word on the street is that Affleck had serious concerns about Lopez being dragged into Diddy's downfall. Let's not forget, Affleck has battled public pressure for years. If he sensed that his wife was about to become part of Hollywood's dirtiest expose yet, can you really blame him for walking? Was he trying to protect his kids, his name, his sanity? Because behind J-Lo's ever-perfect image lies a woman potentially carrying decades of secrets. And one wrong leak could make it all come crashing down.
Did you ever spend time with the guy? Did you ever meet Diddy?
I've met him before, yeah.
How was he?
Very nice guy, very smart, super business. You know, I mean, he's very successful.
And what about Diddy's reach? His influence wasn't just big, it was terrifying. Allegations suggest he wielded blackmail like a blade, using it to control, silence, and manipulate those around him. If those tapes truly exist, and if they've been used to keep the most powerful names in the industry quiet, could they also be the reason J.Lo rose so high, so fast? Think about it. The fashion, the films, the music, the branding, every bit of her success perfectly timed right after her Diddy era. Could the cost of that stardom have been silence? Was her rise a reward for loyalty to a silent code of secrets? On one hand, she might be just another woman manipulated by a power-hungry mogul. But on the other, she may have known more than she ever let on. And that duality, that tightrope between victim and accomplice, is what makes her story so disturbing.
I'll tell you, I don't know how much, I don't like to say things that I know unless I see it. That there's a little difference, you know. But was it discussed? Was there descriptions from people I know that were at those? Yes, but here's another thing. So how many of these big entertainment parties and over the years and everything, with as successful as you are, have you been around? Does anyone ever come up to you at a certain hour and say, okay, it's time to go? At those parties, they did.
And here's the part that's sending chills through Hollywood. J.Lo could be subpoenaed. Imagine the courtroom, cameras flashing, reporters swarming. Jennifer Lopez on the witness stand, under oath, facing questions about a night she's tried to erase for 20 years. Would she come clean? Would she crack under pressure? Or would she stand firm, protecting the very machine that built her? Her answers could change everything. Her empire, her legacy, her credibility. One wrong sentence, and it all turns to dust. And you know the industry is holding its breath, wondering how far she'll go to preserve the image we've worshipped for decades.
People I don't think realized was he had cameras all over the place, unbeknownst to them. And now he has all that footage, supposedly. This is what I'm told. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if, you know, you're a huge, iconic, you know, TV star or movie star, and you're in some very, very...
And here's the dagger. The lawsuit references a mystery woman, a famous female celebrity present during the alleged 2000 assault. She wasn't named, but her presence that night, her silence, it has sparked a frenzy. Fans, insiders, media watchdogs, everyone is asking the same question. Could that unnamed woman be J.Lo? She was there. She was photographed with Diddy that very night. Their argument, immortalized in snapshots, happened just hours before the alleged crime. While she's not accused of doing anything herself, just the idea that she might have seen something, it's enough to shake the ground. Why didn't she come forward? Was she scared? Was she silenced? Or worse, did she make a choice?
I'm not sure. I don't buy for a minute that he's going to prison without getting out of here somewhere and stashing $2 billion or whatever. I think he has that kind of power, meaning Sean himself. But remember, it goes a lot deeper than that.
Some say this woman, this mystery witness, wasn't just a passive bystander. Theories suggest she may have been coerced into silence, that blackmail, threats, or shame kept her from speaking up. And if those infamous party tapes exist, they may contain the truth, one way or another. Imagine carrying that burden, knowing that one scream, one truth, one confession could destroy everything. The fame, the awards, the admiration, it all comes with a price. And if Jennifer Lopez is that woman, then she's been paying it for 2 decades. Did she do what she had to in order to survive? Or did she choose silence to protect something far more sinister?
Do you think LeBron James is the only one that has an interest in whether his career is destroyed? No, Nike has an interest. No, certain apparel companies have interests. No, many other people that are involved in huge businesses that are part owners of giant conglomerate companies have an interest in that. So Shaquille O'Neal owns most of JCPenney's. But you're talking about companies that if it comes out, so they might be the one that says they paid $25 million.
And the biggest question of all, what happens next? If her name is ever confirmed as that mystery woman, if she's ever identified as being in that room, then we'll have to rethink everything. The fairy tale, the rise to stardom, the love stories, the perfume lines, the power anthems. Is Jennifer Lopez just a superstar who got caught in someone else's nightmare? Or is there a side to her story we never wanted to believe existed? Because if she ends up on the stand, if she testifies, we may finally learn what she did and what she chose to protect. And that, darling, will shake Hollywood to its core.